Welcome, everyone. We are so happy that you're here with us today. We're going to be talking about the QC Life in the New Normal Writing Project again. This is our second video. My name is Kathryn Kuntz. I'm the Special Collections Supervisor at the Davenport Public Library, and I'm here with Lynn Palmer. She's in the Information Services Department here at the Davenport Library too. So we'll be talking a little bit about a few different things today. So why is this project important? We have some articles that we want to share with you that really point to the significance of this writing project in trying to record history as we're living it. Then we'll talk about some questions that have come in from you as the audience members. And hopefully those will help you guys answer some questions that you might have, and also if you have any other questions, then you can talk about them with us via Facebook or email, those things too. And then we will share some resources. So we have a wonderful LibGuide that we'll go over with you today here at the library, and then we'll do a little bit of talking about our oral history project. So I'll pass it over to Lynn, and she'll share a little bit about what she found in the news.
Well, hello, and thanks for your responses to the project so far. So yeah, once again, we just wanted to explain why we think this is a critical thing to be working on right now. So I saw an interesting article in the New York Times recently. It's by, I'm going to attempt this name, Anna Momigliano. It's about Italians who are writing about what life is like in Italy right now. So one particular quote struck me. It's about writer Paolo Giordano and how he feels about the urgency of the need to preserve the present, and he's afraid that everything we're learning right now will be forgotten. So he said, some thoughts need to be written down now from within the emergency, otherwise they will get lost in the desire to go back to normality as soon as possible. And another author, Roberto Buriani, said that writing about the epidemic is needed now because it provides people with the cultural means to understand something that is uprooting their existence. And a children's author, known, said that stories have a healing power for those who read and for those who write. So that said, we'd like to mention some of the questions that have come in about the project. Number one was, do you accept simultaneous submissions? And yes, we do. That means you could submit your pieces to other publications about at the same time that you're submitting them to us. And another question is, what about work that has been previously published on a personal blog or social media? And yes, again, we do. Both of those are great as long as they're, about our topic. And is there a limit to the number of submissions? We would love multiple submissions. How about a cap of about a neighborhood of 10 per person? So over to Kathryn, we're going to mention our LibGuide that's on our website, davenportlibrary.com. So if you go there and then under research tools, you'll see a link to LibGuides, and one of those LibGuides is writing resources.
Yeah, so we will show you a little bit about our LibGuide. So there's multiple resources that are available through our LibGuides. So they're just on a variety of topics. We have local history, LibGuides on Antoine Leclerc, Annie Wittenmeyer, all those, but we also have really wonderful resources. I think we're going to be creating one on COVID-19. There's one, if you're a creator, there's a LibGuide to create patents. But today we're going to be talking about the writers' resources. So it's kind of broken down into 4 different sections: the Iowa resources, Illinois resources, books and other resources, and then printable documents. So I'm just going to kind of scroll through. You can tab through to get to each page with the different resources. But we'll start at the Iowa resources. So we have links to Iowa Center for the Book, Iowa Poetry, Iowa Script Writers, Iowa's Writers House, and then QC Writers Groups and Society for Children's Book Writers and Illustrators. So we have all these different resources. There's a couple local groups that we'll be talking about too. One meets at the eastern branch of the Davenport Public Library. So these are some for the Illinois resources. You may have heard of Midwest Writing Center. That's a really big one in this area. They have a home base at the Rock Island Public Library, I believe. And then we have different resources, books and other resources that you can access. There are tons of blogs and different resources out there for folks who are interested in writing. And then we also have printable documents, so writer's resource, and that's just a big long list of different resources for you. But one thing that I'd like to mention is that it's really important that we write this, and if you are struggling to kind of come up with a topic, we do have questions on our calendar of events, and then also our Facebook post that we shared last week. But when Lynn was talking, I was struck by how the first Italian, he was sharing how he was hoping that we wouldn't forget what we learned during this time, but it might be a nice writing idea to juxtapose, to place side by side kind of what you would be doing or what you thought you would be doing at this time and what you're currently doing, or even just remembrances of what you did before COVID-19, because I don't think our world will really look like what we thought it would even before this. So it would be a good way to document kind of how you're processing going through these things and writing down that living history. So I'm going to stop the share and then we'll go back to talking about other resources. Lynn, do you want me to share what's on our whiteboard?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm going to share what's on our whiteboard with you guys. Oh my. Just one moment, you guys. I apologize for the wait. There we go. It was all the way at the bottom. So this was the copy of the article that Lynn was reading from. And then we've gone over the research tools that are available through the Davenport Public Library's website. And then I'll let Lynn kind of go over some other good websites for you guys to look at.
Yeah, the writermag.com and writersdigest.com are both similar in what they have. They have kind of the mechanics of, if you have questions about grammar, but more than that, they are just really inspirational in articles about like how to find a writing space or create a writing space, and writer prompts and all kinds of stuff. Just, you can get lost in both of those.
That's wonderful. I'm sure that will help everyone with your writing. So if you guys have any questions about this project, or if you're just curious about, I don't know if I have anything to share, I don't think my writing skills are up to snuff, what can you do to help me? Send in those questions. We would love to help you. No matter what level of writing skill you have, we would love to hear from you, even if it's a simple haiku or a series of haikus. Those are small poems from Japan. So those are really fun, and they can be about anything related to COVID-19. And so if you have any questions, you can always contact us on our social media sites. We have a Facebook and Instagram, but the surest way to get to us is our email. So it is specialcollections@davenportlibrary.com. So I'll have Lynn kind of start talking a little bit about our oral history project, and then, oh, I went black. Now I'm going to be passing it over to Lynn, and she's going to be sharing a little bit about our oral history project.
Okay, so QC Life in the COVID-19 Era is the name of that. Officially launched this week. So we're putting out the call to anyone who'd like to record an interview. So if you are, or if you know somebody in any of the categories I'm going to mention, or anybody, but just to get you thinking, grocery store workers, nursing home staff, people who know somebody in a nursing home, social workers, parents of small children, farmers, students of any age, teachers, first responders, small business owners, restaurant owners, somebody in the military. So like I said, those are just some of many folks that we'd like to talk to.
Yeah, and if you or someone you know who has contracted COVID-19 or the coronavirus, we would love to record your story too and how you've handled that, along with all the frontline workers and anyone during this time. We'd love to hear your stories about what your daily life is like, how it's changed, how you think the future will look like, and your thoughts. We'll be recording those with video or audio. So whatever your choice is, and if you want to participate, you can email us at specialcollections@davenportlibrary.com, and we will work with you to get a meeting scheduled. So is there anything else we would like to add, Lynn?
So if you're just wondering what you would talk about during an interview, maybe you could think about or jot notes about what your life is like now and how waves of change have, you know, there was a first wave of change and then subsequent waves of change, and how have you felt about each one and how have you dealt with each one. So just things like, did you have vacation or travel plans, and what's happened to those? How your school, work life, medical appointments, what's happened to those? And how do you relax? Have you gone more technological or less? You know, have you gotten into old school hobbies, board games, reading, or streaming, whatever? So just things to think about when you're kind of thinking about giving us a call for an interview.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Again, if you have any questions or if you would like to participate, you can email us at specialcollections@davenportlibrary.com. And so we would love to hear from you. We really look forward to reading your submissions to the QC Life, the New Normal writing project. And so we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.